We have Esther and Berivan. Please come on up. Esther is Esther Farmer is co-editor of a book, A Land with the People. And I just love the name of your book. Just the name of your book just makes me so happy. A Land with the People, Palestinians and Jews Confront Zionism. She is the creator and artistic director of a theater project called Wrestling with Zionism. And she also helped start Jewish Voices for Peace's national project called How to Have Hard Conversations About Israel and Palestine. She's on the leadership team of the New York City Jewish Voices for Peace, and she's a longtime member of the American Friends of the Palestinian House of Friendship. And we're going to hear a lot more about the Palestinian House of Friendship. And we also have Berivan Tamsen. She's a strategy and talent transformation consultant for public schools. And in addition to her work in education, she serves as the Democratic Party chair for an organization called Braver Angels, which is fostering dialogue across political and cultural divides. She's a first-generation American with Turkish and Kurdish heritage. She's deeply connected to her Middle Eastern roots, and she promotes solidarity within the MENA community. She's on the JVP fundraising committee for the Palestinian House of Friendship, and she essentially professionally is encouraging constructive conversations on the Israel-Palestine conflict through her work at Braver Angels. And I'll let you guys talk further about any more about your own backgrounds, but they're going to help proctor a conversation with Mohammed Sawalha about what's happening in and around Nablus. Is Mohammed tuned in now? And is it time for that? Hi, Mohammed. Welcome. Let's spotlight Mohammed. And you guys can do an introduction of Mohammed and take it from here. Thank you so much.
Well, Bill did a very great introduction already, so I'll keep it short. As Bill named, I'm Turkish and Kurdish, so I've navigated conflicting identities within myself my entire life. And that's something that really drew me to Braver Angels, where we bridge conversations across divides, and also this conflict between Israel and Palestinians. I'm very connected to my Middle Eastern heritage, and I feel strongly about solidarity within that community. And this particular project with Palestinian House of Friendships struck a chord with me because in our current conflict, as we all know, so much of what we're seeing and hearing is about divisiveness and armed conflict and aggression to meet defense of people over in the region. And this was a stark contrast and something that really resonates with me, and this idea of empowering people to have a voice in their own democracy by building their capacity. As an educator, I'm very passionate about building capacity to drive change and empower people. And I believe that a project such as this, that's really investing time in building the democratic capacity, understanding know-how of a people who've been robbed of that opportunity throughout their lifetime, is something that is a stark change and an opportunity for hope and change, and one for a vision of democracy that I know speaks to all of us in this room as well.
Thank you, Barry. Believe it or not, I'm actually of Turkish heritage.
Oh,
right.
We just found that out now.
I'm a Palestinian Jew. My father was born in Palestine. Grandparents came from Turkey. So I have been involved in the American Friends of the Palestinian House of Friendship for almost 15 years. And when I met Mohammed, I was so struck by his lack of partisanship and his spirit of internationalism. I actually don't think I had ever met anyone who was so open, so humane, and so devoid of hatred. To this day, I don't know how he does it, given what's happening to Palestinians on the West Bank and in Gaza. So I sometimes think, when I'm in the depths of despair over this ongoing genocide, I think about Mohammed and Majed and how I have no right to give into the politics of despair, given what they face. That helps me. No matter what they face, they're continually working to empower their community. So my relationship with Mohammed and Majed has been deeply meaningful to me. I know them. They're not abstractions. They've stayed in my house. We went to Coney Island together. We danced salsa in a Puerto Rican festival in Brooklyn. Majed was 15 when I met him. They're my friends, and I'm worried about them. Nothing that I go through in my life comes close to what they face every day. So I am very proud to support the Palestinian House of Friendship as part of the American Friends. In the last several years, the American Friends have helped PHF fund their internationally known skate park, where Mohammed and Majed are actually working to appear in the Olympics, which is really deep. The summer camp for kids, the oral history project, and that is particularly important because it's not just the physical genocide and displacement, it's also the cultural genocide where everything has been taken, including the history. The music studio, the boxes of love, and now the democracy project, as Barry said, where young people are learning about how they can create democratic structures for the future. I also want to add that the first event that I participated in to support the Palestinian House of Friendship was at Brooklyn Ethical Culture. So thank you, Vandra, and all of you. I could not be prouder to introduce these amazing human beings to you. This is Majed and Mohammed.
Majid, you're unmuted. Mohammed, you're still muted, and I think you can unmute yourself. And feel free to.
Yeah, well,
speak.
let me start with the first question that we had for you. And people here, we really don't know what is happening on the West Bank. And it's very important for us to know. So you live in Nablus. So the first question is, what is it like in Nablus right now? What are you experiencing?
First of all, thank you very much for having me. It is really an honor to me to speak to you. And as Esther said, I think I was in this place when I came to New York. So I really familiar to the area, familiar to the place. And this question about what's going on in Nablus cannot be divided from the 57 years of occupation that we have been going under, with all what the word occupation means. I like always when I speak about Palestine, about Nablus, about what's going on, I I strive with myself, how can I sum up all what I have in my mind through the 57 years that I have lived under this repressive occupation? How can I just convey what I want really to tell people outside in, for example, 10 minutes or 15 minutes? But okay, this is a very good chance really to speak about that. The main problem, it is occupation. Okay, people in Palestine, people in Nablus are now in cages. We are in a very big prison. The city of Nablus is now surrounded with military checkpoints. The village or the town where I was born, I live in the city of Nablus, and just 2 weeks ago, they established a gate, an iron gate. It has keys, so they can open it and they can close it. So our life is that we live with the confiscation of our land, burning and uprooting our olive trees. And it's very important to mention now we are in the harvest time of olive trees. And this is the time when the Israeli settlers attack the Palestinian farmers and steal the crop and the harvest from them. It's not only stealing the land. My friends, we don't have enough water. My friends, we cannot move freely from one place to another. Believe me, I haven't left the city of Nablus to another city in the West Bank for more than 1 year now. I usually think at night if I have anything to do in another city, and try really to find excuses for not to go easily because of the humiliation, because of random arrest that happens on these checkpoints. Maybe now I am now 71 years old, but the people who are suffering on the checkpoints mostly are the young men. And it seems that there is a purpose in the mind of every Israeli soldier on the checkpoints really to humiliate and to agitate these kids in order to find a reason, either in a good situation to arrest them, or sometimes to shoot them. So this freedom of movement, it's not available. As I mentioned, we are in a total siege that reflected now itself, since I am talking about the situation in Nablus. It is now reflected on the life of people. Unemployment is very high among the people. And I was speaking with so many of my friends that the financial system now in Palestine is collapsing because of this siege. The economy is also collapsing, and you can imagine how is that reflected on the social life, the educational life, the economic life, and all of these. At the end, how is that now reflected on the kids in Palestine? My friends, always I like to say that I'm speaking from a background where I was arrested 15 times throughout my life. It's not because I carried anything at all more than I was just an activist to help educating human rights, organizing or building employee organizations. I am a university professor of linguistics, and this is what I liked always, just to communicate with people, with my students, and my goal how to teach them in that we have to have our free education, and we have to strive against any orders that could steal our rights from a free education. What I mean by saying this is that the Israelis passed a military order under the title 854. It is a military order. If you Google it, you will find that its goal is just to interfere in the kind of education that we receive, in the kind of even in the Arabic words, in everything. Who are the teachers should go to schools? Who are the teachers should go to universities? what kind of researches, what kind of labs that we should have, all of that. So it was our goal at that time, yes, again, to stand against this. What Esther mentioned is really very important. My friends, it's not only that we are facing genocide, and I think you know a lot about that. And in this occasion, I'm very really proud of what JVP and what you do really in the streets of New York and other places in solidarity, not only for Palestinians, but in solidarity of humanity, in solidarity of human rights, in just freedom for all. All of us are humans. And I was really very happy to hear the song about Jerusalem, peace for Jerusalem. Yes, this is our goal here in Palestine. And this is really what are we striving for. Let me also mention something. And we are to show that we were very open to communicate with some peace builders, educators, organizations in Israel in order to achieve two states for two peoples. Both of them are free, both of them are secure. We demonstrated together at that time, but believe me, it was not only the people who were subjected to so many pressures, I mean the Palestinian side, also the Israelis who were striving for and just working for peace. In the Israeli society also, they were fought, and they were really subjected to so many restrictions. This is just to show that now we are in front of this extreme government that I think, believe me, I think it is taking the Israeli society into a disaster. They are not really working for the future of the Israeli society, for the Israeli children. And let me add more, and sorry to say this, and those who are supporting this government, those who are sending bombs, that until now, 42,000 Palestinians were killed. 18,000 kids were killed. More than 10,000 of them, they are still under the rubble in their, in Gaza. In the West Bank, just 2 months ago, when I was speaking with our friends for the Palestinian House of Friendship, I told them, my friends, there is a silent war that is going on in West Bank. And that's right. There was a kind of genocide, either physical, psychological, cultural genocide that was happening, because as I told you from the beginning, we live in cages. I'm very sorry about this word, as if you go to a zoo and to see animals in cages and so on. And I think in zoos, at least, there are sources of food, there are sources of life and so on, but we don't have this. This is the situation that we live, that our kids really live in. Now, there are many things, and I will leave anything for if you want to inquire more. But every night, the Israeli soldiers come into the city of Nablus. Either they detain or they kill. Nablus is surrounded by 3 refugee camps, as if it is a matter of rotation. Every night they are in one of these camps. We are trying our best really to go ahead with certain programs. And as my friend mentioned, that despite all this, all these challenges that we have, despite all these fears, all right, we believe that we should go ahead. We should not really give up. Because of this, we think that our investment in our community, our investment in our kids is the most precious thing. And we will do it under all circumstances. In the second Intifada in 2000, the city of Nablus was in a curfew, or was in a curfew for more than 40 days, I think 40 days or to 2 months. And at that time, we did what we call the public education. We brought the kids into the basements of buildings, and most of the teachers in the area, in the city, participated in teaching the kids. I still remember when the Markava tank came very close to the buildings where we used to teach these kids. The whole building, it was shaking, and the kids, they keep silent because they thought that they could be heard by the soldiers and so on. And when the Markava and when the tank just left, they started shouting, happy, and going back to their drawings and so on. Why I am saying this? I'm saying this because we do believe in our rights. We do believe in investing in our kids. Our kids, and this is the priority of the Palestinian House of Friendship. And most of the activities that we are involving in, and now the democracy for Palestine, because we believe that one day we will have our own state. So we wanted really a real democratic state, but not the democracy that we see in the West now, because we don't really, people here, they do not believe in all the slogans about the democratic West and the human rights in the West. I am speaking frankly with you. There is a belief and disbelief. Okay, there is something written in the charters of the United Nations, in the Security Council, in the tongues of some people who used really to talk about human rights, who used to stand against what's going in Ukraine, but not now standing against the genocide that is going in Gaza and in West Bank. Just 3 days ago, an F-16 fighter bombed a house in Tulkarem refugee camp, and they killed 18 and injured more than 31 for no reason. Most of those who were killed are kids and women, and a whole family was wiped out: a father, a mother, a boy, and two girls. When I was looking at the 2 girls, I was really, this morning, I was shocked about their appearance and about their beauty. We have involved in so many activities. I think Dr. Majed, who's the main director, who's the CEO in the Palestinian House of Friendship, is so much aware about what we are doing for the people, for the kids, for the environment, and for all of that. Thank you, my friends. And while I am now speaking, there are, of course, I can hear, of course, certain shootings in the nearby here, because this is the time at night, unfortunately, people, they do not really feel secure, because it seems that it is time of incursions, where I don't know. Thank you again, very much. I am very, when I'm speaking about governments, I don't mean the people. We are very proud of people, And today I was looking at one an American citizen who set fire in himself in front of the White House. And this is something unusual. This is something shows that yes, there is this common core thing among us, and that is how that we are human, that there are no differences. We are equal in front of our God. We are, we should be good in front of our God. Just because even in our religion, in Islam, it is saying the following, that there is no difference between a man and a woman, between a Muslim and non-Muslim. The only difference is how you are good to the other. This is the most important thing. And I think, yes, what we are going in, my friends, it is our battle for freedom. We are not going, and again, it is for peace to Jerusalem and to the sons of Abraham. Thank you, my friends.
Yeah, we want to bring Majed in the conversation.
Majed.
Sorry?
Oh, hello. I'm
Could we
here.
speak to Majed as well?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So I'm sure many people here are wondering, thank you so much, Mohammed, for explaining what the situation has been like for all of you there. In this difficult climate, how are the PHF programs surviving?
Well, first, hello everyone. All the love to y'all. I love this place where you at right now because I spoke some spoken word poetry and I've done some hip hop back in the days. And now I'm doing my PhD in political psychology. But yeah, well, I will say a spoken word poetry after I answer the question a little bit. The same one I have done, I do not know, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. But I'm rusty, but I will do it just for the sake of the place. Let's put it this way. So the PHF and we carry these activities because of the amazing work of our volunteers, our employees, and our supporters from the States. This is the amazing recipe that we have. When people, whether they are volunteers, whether they are beneficiaries from the Palestinian House of Friendship's activities, when they come to the Palestinian House of Friendship, we try to give them hope. So that's our recipe in short. You see, it's very hard if anyone knows a bit about psychology. You have the PTSD, but we have continuous traumatic stress disorder in Palestine, and especially in Gaza and the West Bank in particular. So we try to give them a space to breathe, a light at the end of the tunnel. And once they get a grasp on this, they start functioning very good. So, for example, I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, we had around 150 volunteers. Right now, we have almost 450, 470 volunteers. So the number is rising. We, let's say, reorganize the structure of the employment in the Palestinian House of Friendship. And we're lucky to have such amazing employees and volunteers, to be honest, that's allowing us to work at 500 million% capacity, more than we can sometimes. But sometimes we open the project and the project, then we have like 30 volunteers are coming to help and 2-3 employees are coming to help. So we changed the structure. We have a lot of part-timers, a lot of volunteers, and a lot of kids also trying to help us every now and then. the other part is we try to focus on the necessary projects at a certain given moment, which is very important. For example, at these exact moments, the idea for the project of democracy is absolutely essential and important. That's why we're focusing on that. We have the boxes of love, especially right now at this severe economic situation. And believe me, every dollar counts. I know some people do not understand what a dollar can mean, but a dollar in Palestine could change a life, literally. A dollar truly changes the life of kids and people in the uh, surrounding areas. I cannot even begin to tell you the amount of suffering that right now, especially kids, are facing, kids and youth. You see, I lived in the second Intifada. And in the second Intifada, my dad, Pops, was telling you about these educational circles at the bottom of buildings, at the basement of buildings. And I was a part of one of these, let's say, educational circles. And I remember that day, by the way, Pops, when the Merkava was coming and it was hovering and I was hugging your leg because I was this short at the time. But it was amazing for me to remember because I was lucky enough to be raised by the Palestinian House of Friendship. I was lucky enough to be raised by the community. I was lucky to be at your house, Esther. I was lucky to be at your house, Fran, Catherine. I was lucky to be at a lot of amazing mothers and fathers' houses, which they become my friends, my mothers, my fathers. And every single moment when we go and help people, they some people ask, where is this is coming from? And we tell them. And this changes the view, this changes the life, this opens the light at the end of the tunnel. This gives an amazing feeling that you're not alone, that yes, their governments are sending this and that to that government, but the people who are the most important are with you. And I was lucky enough to be educated by an amazing person, which is Pops, and amazing organization, which is the Palestinian House of Friendship, and an amazing people like you are, the Palestinian House of Friendship, the American Friends of the Palestinian House of Friendship, and Jewish Voices for Peace, and all of this love. I mean, come on. We work 600 times harder because of you guys. And you ask me how we function. I have no idea how we function. It's a miracle. It's a bit of a miracle from your side. It's a bit of a miracle from our side, but it's happening. And yeah, we try to implement psychological ways to ease the pain on the kids and on the youth, because we have a lot of unemployment for kids. They have a lot of trauma. It's just crazy. I have never seen, for those of you who know me personally, know that I've been to Ukraine, I've been to the borders of Syria and Turkey. I've been into so many refugee camps, but believe me, this time I truly have not seen something like this, some trauma like this. It's like elaborate inner trauma. But I believe it's harsh and it's hard and it's very difficult to deal with. But when people see difficulty, we see opportunity. And the opportunity here is we try to build a stronger society, stronger kids that can deal with these situations. And I like what I used to tell them and what I tell them daily: we raise little phoenixes. So you resurrect from the ashes, and they like that. So I raise, or we, the Palestinian House of Friendship, we raise little phoenixes. Yes, it times gets hard and the challenges get bigger, but you kids can. And we try to withdraw them from this never-ending circle of vicious violence, because you know, a bit of psychology here would say that people sometimes get caught up in hate, get caught up in the never-ending circle of violence, and it's our role to show hope so we can implement peace and not implement revenge. And this is something that got to do with socially organized evil. And we do not want our society to be in that. That's why we, through our projects, try to promote this. So we do not promote, so we prevent them from being dragged to the swamp of evil. And yeah, basically, this is just a short introduction on how we do stuff.
Thank you so much. We have to say, we are so grateful that Palestinians can differentiate between our government and the people. That's very important to us. And you should know that they recently did a poll, 60% of the American public wants to stop arms to Israel. 60%. That's major.
That's major.
So when you talk about democracy and the lack of democracy that we have here, somehow that's not reflected in the policy, and that's what we're working on, changing the policy. We've changed the culture, we've changed the narrative, but we haven't changed the policy yet, so that's the main thing. And we want to open it up for questions, just a little dialogue between people. Can you hear?
They can.
Okay, can you hear? Can you hear me? You guys?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, great, great. So yes, so some questions from the audience.
Hi, good afternoon. It was alluded to, but it would help perhaps for those of us who are here and who are not Palestinian. What are the types of programs that the Palestinian House of Friendship, what are the types of programs they run for children and the youth?
Did you hear that? She asked, what are the types of programs that you are running for children and youth?
Well, we have so many. I will say some parts. So we have a lot of summer winter camps, which we have direct control and direct care over the kids and the youth, so we can implement our programs and we can have clear interactions. We use the summer camps and the winter camps to recruit volunteers as well, to make these amazing kids and youth who are participants a part of the solution. In this, we have a lot of courses, a lot of workshops, we have a lot of voluntary days, we have music studio, and the music studio throughout it, we have a lot of recording sessions, we have therapy through music, we have therapy through art, we have so many programs, from the skate yard, sports, music, art, voluntary work courses, whether they are language courses, workshops like entrepreneurship. I myself, I have PT in entrepreneurship. I'm a trainer of trainers from Manchester University in the Middle East in creative entrepreneurship program. So I also contribute into that, and we have teams who do this to, for example, support startups or support kids, and we have also these rings of psychological support, whether they are for kids, always open, and for families who do not know how to deal with certain traumas, because the idea of psychological trauma in Palestine in general is still on the taboo side. So we try to implement this so people can come to us, and our doors are always open for all of these above projects.
Can I add something?
Yes, Pops.
Hello. Most of the activities really they go on two levels: educational, cultural level, and on entertainment level. We do believe that it's very important for our kids really to know about their culture, to know about their heritage, to know about their about their songs, about everything. And for this reason, we have built up a group of young singers. We call them shalabiyat. They're about 15 girls who are singing Palestinian folkloric songs. Before that, we have what we call another group that we call Zunnar. And Zunnar group, it is from among old women. The oldest was 85, and unfortunately she passed away two months ago. So those old women, they used really to sing the Palestinian folkloric songs. And because we Palestinian, in the Palestinian House of Friendship, we were aware that these women are not going really to live forever. So we thought that it is a time really that to give their this treasure of songs and so on, to give it to the young girls. And this is really what we are doing. In addition to that, we have scouts troop, and these scouts girls also, they are going into activities at times in Ramadan time, Christmas time, try to help in collecting olive harvest. And this is what we are now planning, because this end of October and the beginning of November, it is the time for collecting the olive oil, the olive harvest. So this is what we are trying really to have. The Palestinian House of Friendship is very much concerned that to teach our kids how to read. So we have the initiative of a book for every child, a book for every child. For this, we built what we call free libraries outside in the neighborhoods. So wherever you go, you can put a book and you can take a book. All of these initiatives, some of them are very successful, some of them are not. But this is what we are trying to do. So it is a matter of education. Are we such a big organization? No, we are not such a big organization. But believe me, we are doing, as one of the ministers whom I met, he said, Mohammed, you are doing better than the ministry that I do. And he was the minister of local councils and so on. When he came to know that we built in a nearby town called Asir al-Shamaliya, we built a playground, a playground which was given to us, donated by Palestinian philanthropists in the United States also. And also the skates park. We are very proud of building this place. Do you know why? Just because it was built by the effort of more than 80 volunteers from more than 15 countries all over the world who came to Asira in order to build that. The Israelis tried to prevent us. Choppers, helicopters were just moving above us in order to intimidate us in order not to do that. But we succeeded into doing that. Kids who were just roaming the streets, fighting with each other, doing nothing. Now they came into to the skate park. And from there came the idea that we are trying, and we will do it by God's help, by your help, by all the people's help. We will send some of these kids to Los Angeles in 2028 in order to participate in the Olympic Games. Whether we win or whether we don't win. Now, if you go and ask these kids, why are you practicing so hard? They tell that we are going to participate in the Olympic Games. Giving this psychological support, giving this psychological immunity inside them, loving for life, loving for the future, not to feel defeated by anything. Although what we are facing really, it could collapse mountains. And believe me, my friends, this is something personal. Sometimes when I think of the difficulties, I don't know from where to start. Am I going to start on the level of my family, my neighborhood, my students, the Palestinian House of Friendship, freedom, moving, whatever, from where to start? It is this. It is a real genocide, my friend. And really, what makes us happy is when we see you just demonstrating, rising the flag of Palestine. It's not only the flag, it is just to show that you are, and the nations, they are with freedom. Do we believe that we are going to prevail? Yes, we are going to prevail. We are going to get our freedom. Is the price going to be very high? Yes, it's going to be very high. Do we know what will happen tomorrow for us? We don't know. Just because all the Palestinian families, when they wake up in the morning, we say in Arabic, Alhamdulillah, thanks for God that we are still alive. This is what we have. So my friends, while I'm saying this, I know that this could maybe harm the ears of some of you, and oh my God, what's going on? But it's very important really to tell you the truth, tell you what's going on. And as I mentioned from the beginning, it's not enough really to talk about all these things in just such a short time. For me, seeing your faces, looking at me, it's really a great support. It's a great support for us. I still remember that we did a cultural exchange between us, between our groups, the Shalabiyat group and a group also from one of the churches also in New York. So this is to show or to tell that the kids on both sides, that they can communicate, they can understand each other, they can build each other. We want really to use the social media in the right way, in the good way. And this is also one of our goals. How can we really use technology in order, not for the bad, as what happened, for example, in Lebanon? No. But for the good, for understanding each other, for communicating with each other. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us early in the morning for you, 7:30. We appreciate you being here. Yeah, we so appreciate you being here at 7:30 in the morning for you. Oh, it's the other way. 7:30 in the evening for you. Okay, yeah. Let's show some love to the Palestinian House of Friendship. Oh, yes.
We're going to show a little video that we have on the Palestinian House of Friendship so that folks can get a little bit more background as well from that. Pat, do you want to tee that up? And Pat, if it's too choppy, we'll cut it off and then go back to Berivan and Esther. Okay, go ahead.
In Nablus, we bring our kids to the Palestinian House of Friendship and involve them in activities away from all the pressures. Genocide, it means trying to destroy not only houses, they are destroying universities, schools, killing writers, painters, academics. They are trying really to destroy the Palestinian history, the Palestinian culture. Our role is to preserve that, help these kids. We teach them how to plant, how to grow. For example, we planted some beans and the kids were enjoying the growth of the harvest.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a bandwidth issue. Pat, maybe cut off the video and we can switch over back to, maybe we have time for one more question in lieu of the video, and then we can do our couple more things. So yeah, Pat, can you switch the focus back to the Sawalhas? I guess we have time for one more question. Tom?
Thank you. I'm Tom Castelnuovo, and I'm privileged to be the board chair here at BSEC, and we're very glad we get your two organizations with us today. I was wondering, are there U.S. elected officials or are there foundations who are supporting the efforts of your two organizations versus completely grassroots funded and supported effort? And how can people who might help you folks get involved?
We are totally grassroots funded.
Here, come over to the mic.
We are absolutely grassroots funded. We have no money from any political organizations or politicians. We are looking for some foundation support, but we welcome everyone who wants to join the American Friends. We have a lively group, and if people are interested, please give Sarah Sills or right over here, or myself, your name and your contact information, and we'll be in touch. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And the Palestinian House of Friendship, same question. Well, how can we help you?
The question is, how can we help you? Do you have any foundation support or political support from politicians? Right.
Well,
No,
I'm going to
no.
answer some part of
Okay,
the question.
go ahead.
No, we do not. How I think of help at this exact moment is the continuous support, as you are doing. You're already doing this, which is amazing, and also spreading the word. One more AFPHF supporter is one more support, one more life. Spread the word about Palestine, spread the word about us. Our role and that's why we all are here, is to protect the kids, to love one each other's, and to promote peace. And the best way to do this, yes, we want financial support. Of course, this is essential and important, as I said, but also spreading the word and gathering more family members in the American Friends of the Palestinian House of Friendship. If we have that stronger base as we move forward, it would allow us to create more programs and to do better work and keep on going. Do we have support from political identities? No. I will leave this question to Pops. But no, we do not. And we hope for more support.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, this is why we call ourselves really non-political organization. We are open to anyone to come to the Palestinian House of Friendship. We don't really give any label, but we don't want anyone really to use the let's say either our programs or the center for its own purposes. And I think this is the right thing, the good thing that we did, and that kept us really going ahead from 1994, since the establishment of the Palestinian House of Friendship. My friends, the answer also, I think Majed just gave the answer, but let me be very direct. We need your support. We need your psychological support. We need your feelings. We need your demonstrations at this time. We need that we are not alone. This is very important. And of course, then we go to the other part. Without the financial support, we cannot go ahead. For example, we are now trying really to work, and here I encourage anyone of you and of any of your relations. Now we are going for an ambitious project, and that is building democracy for Palestine. We started the pilot project. We are about to finish it by the end of October this month. The second one we did it, but after we postponed it because of the situation. We hope the other two ones will go ahead. But the major one is going to be at the beginning of the next year, or by December. So we want really more support, because we want to recruit more volunteers. We want to use the media. We want to make different workshops. And let me give you an idea where we want to make the workshops. We want to make them in remote villages. We want to make them in the city of Nablus. We have 3 refugee camps. We are going to also conduct several workshops inside. And the most important, in the Bedouin communities. Those people, especially the Bedouin and some of the remote villages, they are isolated. No one reach them. And inside them, there are 2 sectors, women and kids. They are the most deprived. We want really to reach them. So reaching them, I think it's not by beautiful essays or beautiful messages or whatever. I think that is very important. But what is most important is, yes, we need this. Okay, do we have resources? We hope that we have, for example, our own resources, that we can build our own businesses for the Palestinian House of Friendship. We thought, of course, of doing this, but we don't have the resources in order really to feel self-satisfied. We are thinking of that, but as I told you, because of the siege, because of the present situation, because of all the restrictions, this is not at least very feasible to happen, for example, within 1 or 2 coming years. But is it part of our thinking? Yes, we don't want really to rely so much on, for example, unexpected, let's say, donations. But at this time, yes, we need that, because by these donations also we can build sustainability in our financial situation or in our activities. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is great segue to the next section.
Yes, so as Mohammed just said, we really need your support. And part of that support is financial support. So we are going to put up a QR code right now for you to be able to provide financial support for the projects that Mohammed just named that are so important to bring people a sense of hope and dignity at a time when that seems unimaginable.
For the folks on Zoom, there should be a link in the chat that is a way for you to donate to the Palestinian House of Friendship. Pat, can you try to dismiss the notification?
And this is not one of those charities that has all these administrative costs. Everything you give goes directly to the Palestinian House of Friendship.
All right. You know, having the opportunity to donate to the Palestinian House of Friendship is really the very least that any of us can think of doing. I mean, the purpose of coming here today is not just to hear about an organization. It's to be a place where we can talk a little bit about being ethical and creating an ethical society. And what's happening right now in Palestine is the direct result of a country whose sole international supporter really is the United States. None of the things that we're hearing about today would be happening if it wasn't for our government here in this country. And the people who can affect our foreign policy are not on this Zoom call calling from Palestine. They're not even really in Israel. They're sitting here. We are the people who control our government. And even though it doesn't feel like the government is in our control, it doesn't matter if it feels like it. You have to make it under your control. You have to figure out how to engage with the powers that you're implicitly supporting just by being an American. And if we want to be ethical, and if we want to make sure that we create a world that we believe in, we have to do everything we can to change the policies that are causing this. And donating to the Palestinian House of Friendship is really just a matter of survival of the people who are being hurt, survival of their culture, survival of their institutions, and survival of the actual children who are being physically attacked by bombs that our money is paying for right now. So in addition to donating to the Palestinian House of Friendship, we want to put up another link for you guys to see. Can you queue up the link for JVP?
Just a sec. Can we have the URL as well? Because I see some people are having a hard time getting the code
We sent the URL in the chat.
here.
Okay, if you Google the Palestinian House of Friendship, you'll go to their website and there's a very easy to find donate link in the context menu on the top right corner. The next link we have here is for an activity that is happening now every Monday. Essentially a concentration of people.
Every day.
Oh, every day. All
Every
right.
day, we have a power, half hour.
Okay. Every weekday.
Weekday,
Yeah.
right.
And-
People come together and take action.
Yeah.
As you just so helpfully explained to our politicians, to our representatives. And it's a great way. We get hundreds of people every day to keep the pressure on and changing US policy.
So in this link, you'll find an opportunity to RSVP for the upcoming one tomorrow, which is the next weekday. And in this, you can join a large group of people who will be sending out messages to politicians, and the messages are coordinated for maximum political impact. There's folks who are spending all of their days and nights trying to figure out how to turn the ship on our government, and it's not easy, and it may feel weak, but every little bit helps. And if you don't do this, the next thing is even harder. So as weak and powerless as us sitting here as individuals in New York feel about changing the government's policies, it's a start, and it has to happen for something to build on top of this. Politicians need to feel the heat, and the heat is not enough yet, but it doesn't help if you feel so powerless that you don't join into things like this. So please check out this link, and if you go to the Jewish Voices for Peace website and look for other activities that are happening, there's major demonstrations happening tomorrow in New York City that you can join up with. And if you look on Instagram page for JVP, you can find a little bit more about that. And please think about joining JVP and also joining the Palestinian House of Friendship Friends organization here. as if you want to be even more involved. That leads us into our third song. So while you guys are filling out your phone, hopefully you can do that quickly. We're gonna close with one last song. Thank you.
We're gonna sing around. This is my granddaughter. Oh, yeah. No, we'll do it. Why not? Peace, salam, shalom. Peace, salam, shalom. Peace, salam, shalom. Peace, salam, shalom. This side of the room, sing. Peace, salam, shalom. 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 We believe in 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 peace, salam, shalom. Creemos en la paz, salam, shalom. Creemos en la paz, shalom. Creemos en la paz, salam, shalom. Creemos en la paz, salam, shalom. We will work for peace, 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 salam, shalom. Oramos con la paz, salam, shalom. Oramos por la paz, salam, shalom. Oramos por la paz, salam, shalom. Oramos por la peace, salam, shalom. We salam, shalom. Peace, 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 salam, shalom.
All right, I wanted to close out with a few announcements. Thank you everyone so much for coming here and coming together around this just really painful, really difficult situation. Everyone here, you're all welcome to come back. We're here every Sunday, and we are a place where we want to make sure that we're living our best lives and working together for justice and peace and to stop things like ongoing genocide by our government. We have a donation basket for folks who want to give an offering for BSEC, which is we're a nonprofit organization, and it costs us money to operate our Sunday platforms and our other activities. So feel free to donate, and if you're online, you can go on our website and there's a big donate link there. Next Sunday, we're going to have a platform about our sort of like impending election, and the title is Ethical Humanism in the Face of Modern Challenges. It will be headed by Lujaira Cooper. I think we'll be talking a little bit about Project 2025. For more information about our programs, you can look at our website, and we have our schedule. And if you sign up on our website, you can get ongoing announcements about our programs that we're running. We're running a monthly series of trainings for the next 4 months on nonviolent communication, which is a way of helping you have the kind of hard conversations that we need to be having more of. and continue to stay in sort of a productive space and be able to manage the hard emotions that come from talking about really difficult subjects. Are there any other announcements that folks would like to make right now?
The ethical education, including our families, will be going to a powwow next Sunday in Rendell's Island in celebration of Indigenous Peoples Day. And if, especially if you have family or kids and you'd like to join us, just let us know. We would love to have you join us as well.
All right, I want to go ahead. Yeah.
Just a little more specific information about. Just a little bit more specific information. 5:30 at Union Square tomorrow. 5:30 at Union. Yes. 5:30 at Union Square tomorrow. JVP, Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, and other groups. And then my understanding is at 7 o'clock, Israelis for Peace. I think also at Union Square is going to be doing a vigil as well. Just so you have the specific information.
All right, Pat, can you put on our closing slide? I always like to close with a nice quote to send us on our way in a positive feeling of hope. I have a candle here. I think I left it on too long, so the battery's dying, but imagine a lit candle. All together, may human kindness comfort you and bring you peace. Thank you, everyone.
For those who are in the house, you're going to look at that table. We have postcards for voters.
Okay, bye everyone.